Alright, once again, magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat, teachers. I hope nandito na din po yung ating mga TLE at saka TVET majors, no? And of course, tonight po, pag-uusapan po natin, no, yung ating Tech Voc Essentials, okay? Most especially po yung ating mga TVET majors, I hope nandito na po at magparamdam po sa ating comment section, okay? Kapag TVET po, pakilapag po blue heart sa ating comment section. Kapag TLE major po, pakilapag red hearts, no, sa ating comment section. Again, pag-usapan po natin, Tech Voc Essentials po tayo, okay? Alright, so let's continue. Available pa rin po yung ating promo dito, no, for only 200 pesos. Pwede po ninyong ma-avail lahat ng ito. Tatlong refresher sessions, 10 intensive discussions, 3-day final coaching session. And of course, please be reminded po yung ating final coaching that would be on March 7 to 9, okay? And of course, may diagnostic examination din po tayo, summative test, and pre-board examination. At saka unlimited din po yung ating drill sa ating community chat, no? For only 200 pesos, pwede nyo pong ma-avail lahat ng yan. Okay, and of course, bago po tayo magsimula, no, I invite everyone to pray. Let's have our daily prayer here. Lord God, as I begin my review, calm my mind and strengthen my focus. Grant me wisdom to understand, patience to learn, and clarity to remember all that I have studied. Guide my thoughts, remove all fear, and fill my heart with confidence and peace. May my efforts bring honor to you and lead me closer to my goals. Amen. Okay, so for sure, alam na po natin ito, no? How to ace our majorship, master the fundamentals, improve your test-taking skills. Above all, you have to pray. Again, share po ng ating live and of course, paki-tag din po ng ating mga kakilala, ng ating mga friends, no? Yung mga kasabayan po natin, no? Even po sa ating mga review centers, na kukuha po ng March 2026 licensure examination for professional teachers. Okay, nandito na po ba ang lahat? And of course, kapag ready na po tayo, no, magparamdam sa ating comment section, pakilapag po, ready na. Again, kapag handa na po tayong makipagbardagulan, pakilapag po sa ating comment section, ready na. And of course, I would like to remind everyone na si Sir John Lester po ay hindi available tonight. Okay, pasensya po. And of course, magko-continue po siya tomorrow. Okay, yung kanyang discussion was postponed tomorrow. Okay, ready na po ba? Ready na po ang lahat? And of course, wag na po nating patagalin, no? Let's begin our discussion tonight with item number 1. Pakilapag po ng ating item number with your correct choice. Okay, your question here. Which of the following tools is specifically designed to mark long, straight lines on fabric? Is it A, yardstick, letter B, French curve, letter C, ruler, or letter D, L square? What is your choice? Item number 1. Pakilapag po sa ating comment section, no? Try po natin, no? Ma-practice po natin yung ating mga sarili for at least 15 seconds. Sagutin po natin yung ating mga katanungan, okay? Item number 1 here, what is your choice? Pakilapag po. Again, which of the following tools is specifically designed to mark long, okay, straight lines on fabric? Is that A, yardstick, letter B, French curve, letter C, ruler, or letter D, L square? I see a lot of letter A here. Tumpak mo ba yung letter A natin? What about the others? What is your choice? Huwag pong mahiyang maglapag sa ating comment section. And of course, kapag ganito po yung matanungan, yung tupak na choice natin dito would be letter A, no? Yan po yung ating yardstick mismo. Tandaan lamang po natin, teachers, na kapag pinag-uusapan po natin yung ating yardstick, ito lamang po ay mahaba, no? Long, straight measuring tool. Commonly, ginagamit po natin siya in our sewing and pattern making to draw long, straight lines and fabric. Okay? Yan po yung ating yardstick na tinatawag. What about our French curve? Yung dapat lamang po natin tandaan, no? Kapag pinag-uusapan po natin yung ating French curve, ito po ay design, no, for drawing curved lines. Kaya X po yung ating letter B. Kapag ruler naman, of course, usually, no, for shorter distances or measurements lamang, no, scaling up to 12 inches. Okay, yan po yung ating ruler na tinatawag. Kapag L square naman po, of course, ito naman po ay ginagamit natin, no, for drawing right angles and checking fabric grain. Okay, so na nakuha po natin, item number 1, used for marking long straight lines. That is what we call the yardstick. No? Kaya letter A po yung ating tumpak na choice for item number 1. We go to item number 2. Which cutting tool ensures that fabric lies flat while being cut? Is it A, bent-handled dressmaker shears? Letter B, embroidery scissors? Letter C, pinking shears? Or letter D, tracing wheel? What is your choice? Item number 2. Pakilapag po sa ating comment section. So I hope po okay lang po yung end ko. Hindi nyo po naririnig yung aking background noise, no? Item number 2, what is your choice? Again, we are talking about a cutting tool, no? That ensures that fabric lies flat while being cut, okay? So, ano pong klaseng shear yan, no? Is it A, bent-handled dressmaker shears? Letter B, embroidery scissors? Letter C, pinking shears? Or letter D, tracing wheel? What is your choice? Item number 2, paklapag po, I see letter A. Tumpak ba yung letter A natin? And of course, kapag ganito po yung matanungan sa actual board examination, wag na po tayong lumayo, no? Yung tumpak na choice natin dito would be letter A, no? Yan po yung ating bent handle dressmaker shears. Okay, tandaan po natin, no? Kapag sinabi po nating bent handled or bent handled dressmaker shears, or bent rather. Again, bent handle dressmaker shears. Ito pa yung ginagamit natin, no? Or designed to ensure fabric lies flat while being cut. And of course, the angled handle, no? That allows the lower blade to rest on the table, preventing our fabric from lifting and shifting, no? Which ensures precise cuts. Okay, yan po yung ating bent handle dressmaker shears. Okay, may N po ito ha. Okay, hindi po to bent, no? Bent po yan. And of course, yung letter B natin dito, yung embroidery scissors, ito naman po ay ginagamit natin, no? Or kumbaga, ito po ay designed for detailed embroidery work. Kaya X po yung ating letter B. Kapag pinking shears naman po, yung dapat lamang po nating tandaan kapag pinag-uusapan po natin yung ating pinking shears, ito naman ay ginagamit natin, no? For finishing edges with a zigzag pattern to prevent fraying. Okay, yan po yung ating pinking shear na tinatawag. Kapag tracing wheel naman, of course, ito naman po ay klase ng tool, no, na ginagamit po natin for marking patterns on fabric. Kaya X po yung ating letter D. But then we're talking about here a type of cutting tool, no, that ensures that fabric lies flat while being cut. That is what we call the bent handle dressmaker shears. We go to item number 3. Which tool is used for cutting fabric along seams, necklines, and other designated areas? Is that A, embroidery scissors? Letter B, pinking shears? Letter C, trimming scissors? Or letter D, hair shears? What is your choice? Item number 3, paklapag po sa ating comment section. Okay, what is your choice? Item number 3, wag pong mahiyang maglapag. What is your choice here? Again, we're talking about a type of tool, no? Ginagamit po natin for cutting fabric along seams, necklines, and other designated areas. Okay, ano pong klaseng gunting yan? Is that a embroidery scissors? Letter B, pinking shears. Letter C, trimming scissors. Or letter D, hair shears. What is your choice? Item number 3. And of course, kapag tinanong po sa actual board examination kung ano po yung mga fabric seams natin, ito lamang po yung lines, no, where 2 or more pieces of fabric are joined together in sewing. Okay, yan po yung ating fabric seams na tinatawag. So what will be your choice here? I see letter B's, I see letter C's. And of course, kapag ganito po yung matanungan, yung tumpak na choice natin dito would be letter C, no? Magdiwang po lahat na nagsagot ng letter C, okay? And of course, kapag sinabi po nating trimming scissor, okay? Ito po ay maliit lamang, di ba? Small, sharp scissor na ginagamit po natin, no? For precise cutting along seams, necklines, and other detailed areas of fabric. Commonly, no? Ginagamit po natin siya for snipping excess threads, course, trimming seam allowances, and of course, making small adjustments in garment construction. Okay, yan po yung ating trimming scissors na tinatawag. What about our embroidery scissors? Ito lamang po ay ginagamit natin no, for fine, delicate cuts in embroidery work. Kaya X po yung ating letter A. Kapag pinking shears, of course, cut fabric edges in zigzag pattern. Kaya X po yung ating letter B. And of course, yung letter D natin dito, X po ito, no, we're talking about garments. Hindi naman po pwede yung ating hair shears, no? Kaya X po yung ating letter D. We go to item number 4, which makeup product helps enhance the size and shape of the eyes. Is it A, eyeliner, letter B, mascara, letter C, eyeshadow, or letter D, brow pencil? What is your choice? Item number 4, paklapag po sa ating comment section. Again, we're talking about a makeup product, no? Na tumutulong po to enhance the size and the shape of the eyes. Ano po yan? Is it a eyeliner, letter B, mascara, letter C, eyeshadow, or letter D, brow pencil? Ano po yung tumpak na choice? Kapag tayo po ay home economics major, sisiw na sisiw po yung ganitong tanungan. Okay? Item number 4, I see letter A, eyeliner. Tumpak po ba yung letter A natin? What about the others? Huwag pong mahiyang maglapag sa ating comment section. Okay? I see a lot of letter A's here. Tumpak ba yung letter A natin? And of course, kapag ganito po yung matanungan, yung tumpak na choice natin dito would be letter A mismo. No? Yan po yung ating eyeliner na tinatawag. Tandaan lamang po natin, teachers, ha? Kapag pinag-uusapan po natin yung ating eyeliner, ito po ay halimbawa ng ating makeup product, no? Na ginagamit po natin to define and enhance the size and shape of the eyes by drawing attention to the lash line. Okay? Yan po yung ating eyeliner mismo. Kapag mascara kasi, tandaan lamang po natin, no, ito naman po ay ginagamit natin no, to enhance the lashes, diba? Making them longer and fuller. Yan po yung ating mascara. Kapag eyeshadow naman po, of course, it adds color, no, in depth to the eyelids, but it's more for accentuating the eye area rather than altering the shape. Kaya X po yung ating eyeshadow. Kapag brow pencil naman po yung ginagamit, yung tinatanong, ito naman po ay ginagamit natin no, to shape and define the eyebrows. Kaya X din po yung ating letter D. But then we're talking about here a type of makeup product no, that we are using to enhance the size and shape of the eyes. That is what we call the eyeliner. Kaya letter A po yung ating pinag-uusapan. We go to item number 5 here. Which type of makeup is minimal and appropriate for regular daily use? Is it A, glam makeup, letter B, day makeup, letter C, evening makeup, or letter D, photograph makeup? What is your choice? Item number 5, pakilapag po sa ating comment section. Again, yung keywords po natin ha, minimal and the regular daily use. Okay, so ano pong klaseng makeup yan? Is it a glam makeup, letter B, day makeup, letter C, evening makeup, or letter D, photograph makeup? What is your choice? Item number 5. I see letter B. Tumpak ba yung letter B natin? What about the others? Huwag pong mahiyang maglapag, no? I see a lot of letter B here. Tumpak po ba yung letter B natin? Okay, letter B, and of course, that is correct, no? Yan po yung ating day makeup na tinatawag. Yung dapat lamang po nating tandaan dito, teachers, no? Kapag pinag-uusapan po natin yung ating day makeup, ito po ay simple lamang, di ba? Simple and natural looking makeup that is suitable for everyday wear, di ba? Focusing on enhancing features without being too bold, okay? Yan po yung ating day makeup na tinatawag, di ba? Napaka-simple lamang po niyan. Kapag glam makeup po, ito po ay highly dramatic and bold, no? And often ginagamit po natin ito for special occasions. Okay, yan po yung ating glam makeup. Kapag evening makeup po, typically more glamorous and bold, used for evening events, no? Yan po yung ating evening makeup. Kapag photograph makeup naman, of course, ito po ay designed not to look good in photos. Okay, yan po yung ating photograph makeup. But then we are talking about here a type of makeup that is minimal, simple, and appropriate for regular daily use. That is what we call the day makeup. Kaya letter B po yung ating pinag-uusapan. We go to item number 6. Which eyebrow grooming technique involves the use of tweezers? Okay, tweezers. Ano po yan? Is it A, waxing? Letter B, eyebrow plucking? Letter C, eyebrow shaving? Or letter D, threading? What is your choice? Item number 6. Pakilapag po sa ating comment section. Okay, so ano pong klaseng eyebrow grooming technique na yan? Kung saan po, no? Gumagamit po tayo ng tweezers mismo. Ano po yan? Is it a waxing, letter B, eyebrow plucking, letter C, eyebrow shaving, or letter D, threading? What is your choice? I see letter B, yes. Tumpak po ba yung letter B natin? And of course, kapag ganito po yung matanungan, yung tumpak na choice natin dito would be letter B mismo. Na yan po yung ating eyebrow plucking na tinatawag. Tandaan lamang po natin, teachers, kapag pinag-uusapan po natin yung ating eyebrow plucking, ito naman po yung klase ng method, no, of eyebrow grooming kung saan gumagamit po tayo mismo ng mga tweezers to remove individual hairs for shaping. Okay? Yan po yung ating eyebrow plucking na tinatawag. Kapag waxing kasi, of course, gumagamit po tayo ng mga hot or cold wax, no, to remove multiple hairs at once. Okay? Yan po yung ating waxing. Kapag eyebrow shaving po, of course, gumagamit po tayo ng razors, no, to shave the eyebrow hairs. Okay, yan po yung ating eyebrow shaving. Kapag threading po, tandaan lamang po natin, gumagamit po tayo ng mga threads mismo, no, to remove hair. Okay, sana nakuha po? Item number 6, letter B po yung ating pinag-uusapan. We go to item number 7. Does an appetizer always come first in a meal? Is that a true? Letter B, false. Letter C, maybe. Or letter D, no appetizer at all. What is your choice? Item number 7, pakilapag po sa ating comment section. Again, we're talking about appetizer. Okay? Kinakailangan po ba na unahin talaga palagi yung ating appetizer? Is that a true? Letter B, false. Letter C, maybe. Or letter D, no appetizer at all. Item number 7, what is your choice here? Pakilapag po. I see letter A. True daw. Tumpak ba yung letter A natin? Again, kapag appetizer, yung ating pinag-uusapan, yan po ay true na true, no? Kaya letter A po yung ating tumpak na choice. Tandaan lamang po natin, teachers, pag sinabi po nating appetizer, no? Traditionally, siniserve po natin yan at the beginning of a meal. Kumbaga, yung purpose po ng ating appetizer is para ma-stimulate po natin yung appetite and of course, to prepare the palate for the main course. Okay, yan po yung purpose mismo ng ating mga appetizers, no? To prepare the palate of our customers before our main course, no? Yan po yung ating appetizer mismo. And of course, nauuna po palagi yan. Okay, kaya true na true po yung ating item number 7. We go to item number 8 here. What is the process of mixing ingredients in a circular motion? Again, circular motion. Okay? Is it A, mixing? Letter B, blending? Letter C, folding? Or letter D, stirring? What is your choice? Item number 8. Pakilapag po sa ating comment section. Okay, item number 8 here. What is your choice? O, sige, try po natin, no? Practice po. Within 15 seconds, try po natin sagutin yung ating tanong. Okay, item number 8, I see letter A, I see letter D. Okay, I see letter A, letter D. Nag-aaway po yung ating letter A at saka letter D. Sino po ba yung mananalo dito? And of course, kapag ganito po yung matanungan sa actual board examination, yung tumpak na choice natin dito would be letter, magdiwang po lahat na nagsagot ng letter D. No? Yan po yung ating steering mismo, di ba? Steering, circular motion. No? Tandaan lamang po natin, no? Kapag sinabi po nating steering, ito po yung, ito po yung proseso, no? Or process of mixing our ingredients, di ba? Using a circular motion. Typically using our spoon or similar utensil. Okay, just wait for a while. Okay, pagpasensyahan nyo po, inuubo po tayo, no? Again, kapag pinag-uusapan po natin yung ating steering, no, it refers to the process of mixing ingredients, no, using a circular motion, di ba? Typically with a spoon or similar utensil. Okay, yan po yung ating steering na tinatawag. What about our mixing here? Tandaan lamang po natin, no, that while mixing is a general term that includes steering, it refers to combining ingredients in any way, not specifically using a circular motion. Kaya ito po yung ating mixing mismo. Kapag blending kasi, of course, gumagamit po tayo ng mga mechanical devices, no? Katulad po ng ating blender to combine ingredients, no, into a smooth mixture. Okay? Yan po yung ating blending na tinatawag. Kapag folding naman po yung ating pinag-uusapan, alaman po natin, no, ito naman po ay ginagamit natin to combine light ingredients, katulad po ng ating mga whipped cream or egg whites with heavier mixtures. Okay? Yan po yung ating folding na tinatawag. But then we're talking about here the process of mixing ingredients using our circular motion. That is what we call steering na tinatawag. Kaya lardi po yung ating pinag-uusapan. We go to item number 9 here. Which vitamin helps turn food into energy? Again, helps turn food into energy. Is it A, retinol, letter B, vitamin C, letter C, niacin, or letter D, vitamin K? What is your choice? Item number 9, pakilapag po sa ating comment section. Okay, item number 9 here. What is your choice? Again, we're talking about here a type of vitamin, no, that helps turn food into energy. Is it A, retinol, letter B, vitamin C, letter C, niacin, or letter D, vitamin K? I see letter C. Tumpak ba yung letter C natin? What about the others? What is your choice for item number 9? Okay, I see letter C, yes. I see letter B, yes. I see letter A as well. And of course, kapag ganito po yung matanungan, yung tumpak na choice natin dito would be letter C, no? Yan po yung ating niacin na tinatawag. Okay, ano po ba yung other term, no? Para po sa ating niacin, ito po yung tinatawag natin na B vitamin or yung ating vitamin B3 na tinatawag. And of course, nagpa-play po yan ng crucial role, no, in converting our food into energy, no, by aiding enzymes in the metabolism of carbohydrates, fats, and proteins. Okay? Yung mga sources po or the common sources of niacin would be our animal and plant foods, no? Included po dyan yung ating meat, yung ating mga fish, no? And even po yung ating mga whole grains, no? And peanuts. Okay? Yan po yung ating good source po ng ating mga niacin or vitamin B3. What about our retinol? Yung other term lamang po na dapat po nating tandaan kapag pinag-uusapan po natin yung ating retinol, ito po yung ating vitamin A mismo, no? And of course, ito po ay nagsusupport sa ating vision and immune function. Okay? Yung common sources po ng ating retinol would be our animal-based foods, no? Particularly po yung liver, di ba? Eggs, butter, whole milk, and even po yung ating mga dairy products, no? Yung mga fish liver, oils, okay? Yan po yung ating sources po ng ating retinol mismo. What about our vitamin C, no? Yung dapat lamang po nating tandaan kapag pinag-uusapan po natin yung ating vitamin C, ito naman po ay importante, no? Para po sa ating immune support and collagen production, no? Yan po yung ating vitamin C, and of course, the common sources of vitamin C would be our fruits and vegetables. Okay? Yan po yung ating vitamin C. Kapag vitamin K naman, of course, ito lamang po ay essential, no, for blood clotting and bone health. Okay? Yung mga kadalasan lamang po ng mga sources po ng ating vitamin K would be the leafy green vegetables and some animal products. Okay? Sana nakuha po? Item number 9, letter C po yung ating pinag-uusapan. We go to item number 10. Which part of a vehicle is responsible for transforming the chemical energy and fuel into mechanical motion? Is that A, battery, letter B, engine, letter C, transmission, or letter D, alternator? Ano po yung tumpak na choice? Item number 10. Pakilapag po. Okay, hello po Sir Ezekiel. Okay, sadyang wala po talagang session kahapon, no? Kasi nga po, na-postpone po yan. Okay, so dapat kahapon po yung ating class, but pinostpone po natin, no? That would be next week na po. Again, next week na po yung ating susunod na klase po kay Sir Melvin. Okay? So what is your choice here? Item number 10, I see letter C, yes. I see letter A, I see letter B here. Ano po yung tumpak na choice? Item number 10. And of course, kapag ganito po yung mga tanungan, we are talking about the component, no, or a part of a vehicle that is responsible for transforming the chemical energy and fuel, no, into mechanical motion. That is what we call the engine mismo, no? Yan po yung ating mga makina mismo. Okay, tandaan Kaalaman po natin, teachers, kapag pinag-uusapan po natin yung ating engine, ito po yung component in our vehicle, no, na kayang-kaya po niyang i-convert yung ating chemical energy stored in fuel, katulad po ng ating mga gasoline or yung ating mga diesel, into mechanical energy, no, through internal combustion. Okay? Yan po yung ating engine mismo. Kapag battery kasi, of course, ito naman po ay klase ng device, no, na kaya-kaya po niya mag-store, no, and mag-provide po ng electrical energy, okay, to start the engine and power the electrical systems. Okay? Yan po yung ating battery na tinatawag. Kapag transmission po yung ating tinatanong, of course, yung role po nito is to transfer, no, and regulate the engine's mechanical power to the wheels. Okay? Yan po yung ating transmission. Kapag alternator naman po, of course, ito pa ay responsable, no, for generating electrical energy by converting mechanical energy from the engine. Okay? Yan po yung ating alternator na tinatawag. But then we are talking about here, no, yung parte po mismo ng ating vehicle na kayang-kaya po niyang i-convert, no, yung ating chemical energy and fuel into mechanical motion. That is what we call the engine. No? Kaya letter B po yung ating tumpak na choice for item number 10. We go to item number 11. In the research process, which section identifies the study's aim and scope? Is it A, introduction, letter B, conclusion, letter C, methodology, or letter D, abstract? What is your choice? Item number 11, pakilapag po sa ating comment section. Again, saan po ba makikita yung goals and even po yung scope ng ating research? Ano po yan? Is it a introduction? Letter B, conclusion. Letter C, methodology. Or letter D, abstract? What is your choice? Item number 11. Uploaded po ba ito? This will be uploaded po sa ating private group. Again, may private group po tayo ha. Okay? Private group, doon po natin makikita ito. Okay? Item number 11, what is your choice? I see letter A. Tumpak ba yung letter A natin? Introduction. Again, saan po ba na natin makikita yung goals and objectives po ng ating research, no? And even the scope of our research. Saan po yun makikita? Sa introduction, conclusion, methodology, or abstract? Okay, what is your choice here? I see letter A. Okay, so may tanong po ako, no? Follow-up question. Sa anong chapter po ng ating research study makikita po yung ating introduction, yung ating conclusion, at saka yung ating methodology? Sige nga po. Saan po natin makikita yan? Sa anong chapters makikita po yung ating introduction? Saan pong chapter makikita yung ating conclusion? Sa anong chapter makikita yung ating methodology? O sige, pakilapag po sa ating comment section. So at least aware po tayo ha about research. Maa-access nyo po, mapapanood nyo po yung ating live discussion, but after couple of hours, mawawala po ito sa ating YouTube channel, no? And of course, this will be uploaded po sa private group. So for those po na hindi pa po member, ay magpa-member na po sa ating private group mismo, no? So again, kapag introduction, saan po makikita yan? That is chapter 1. Very good. What about the conclusion? Saan po natin makikita yung conclusion? Chapter ano po yung ating conclusion? Sige. Kapag conclusion, saan po yan makikita? That is chapter. Sa anong chapter po ng ating research? Okay, very good po. Chapter 1, introduction. What about the conclusion? Saan po natin yan makikita? Okay, very good po, Miss Eunice, no? Kapag introduction, that is chapter 1, no? Kapag conclusion, that is chapter 5. And of course, kapag methodology, that is chapter 3, no? Yan po yung ating mga methods mismo. Okay, saan na nakuha po? Kapag study aims and scope, that is what we call the introduction. Di ba? Nagpo-provide po siya ng mga background information, no? Nagpo-provide po siya ng background information, it states the research problem, and of course, it explains the study's objectives, the significance, and limitations. Okay, yan po yung ating introduction na tinatawag. What about our conclusion? Of course, ito lamang po nagsasummarize ng ating findings, no, and implications of the study. Kapag methodology po, of course, ito naman po nagde-describe ng ating research design, ng ating data collection, no, ng ating mga methods and procedures. Okay, yan po yung ating methodology. Kapag abstract po, of course, ito lamang po yung brief summary of the entire research, no? Kaya X po yung ating letter D. We go to item number 12. What research variable is intentionally altered to observe its effect on another variable? Is it A, independent variable? Letter B, extraneous variable? Letter C, control variable? Or letter D, dependent variable? Okay, alam yan ni is near. Okay, item number 12 here. What is your choice? What research variable is intentionally altered? No, minamanipula po natin, no? Minamanipulate, chine-change po natin in order for us to observe what will be the effect, no? What will be the result of that changes. Okay, so ano pong klaseng variable yan? Is it a independent, letter B, extraneous, letter C, control, or letter D, dependent variable? Ano po yung tumpak na choice? And of course, kapag ganito po yung matanungan, X na yung ating letter B at saka yung ating letter C, no? So what is your choice here? You only have two options. What is your choice? Independent or dependent variable? I see letter A. Tumpak ba yung letter A natin? And of course, kapag ganito po yung matanungan, yung tumpak na choice natin dito, of course, would be letter A mismo, no? Yan po yung ating independent variable. Tandaan lamang po natin, teachers, kapag sinabi po natin independent variable, ito po yung klase ng variable, no, na minamanipula po natin, no, or being manipulated by the researcher in an experiment to observe its effect on the dependent variable. Okay? Yan po yung ating independent variable na tinatawag. Kapag dependent variable po, yung dapat lamang po nating tandaan dito, kapag pinag-uusapan po natin yung ating dependent variable, ito naman po yung outcome, no, or response that is measured in an experiment. Okay? Yan po yung ating dependent variable. Okay? So, na nakuha po yung difference between the two. Independent variable, the one that is being manipulated, the one that is being altered or changed, that is what we call independent. Kung ano po yung magiging resulta niyan, no? Ano po yung magiging outcome, that would be our dependent variable. Okay? So, na nakuha po, item number 12, letter A po yung ating tumpak na choice. We go to item number 13. O ito po, ito po ay standard measurement, no? So at least alam na po natin ito, paki-memorya na lang po kasi nga po lumabas po ito last September 2024. Okay, may start po 'yan. So at least no, ay, pasensya po ng aking star, okay? Parang star na may sakit po yan, okay? Item number 13, what measurement corresponds to exactly 1 inch in the metric system? Is it A, 2.54 cm? Letter B, 4 cm? Letter C, 3.54 cm? Or letter D, 3 cm? What is your choice? Item number 13, okay? So at least familiar po tayo sa ating mga mensurations, no? Kasi nga po, halos lumalabas po talaga yan sa ating actual board examination. Okay? Item number 13, kapag pinag-uusapan po natin, no, ilan po ba yung equivalent po ng ating 1 inch sa ating centimeter? Okay? So ano po yan? Is it A, 2.54? Letter B, 4 centimeter. Letter C, 3.54 centimeter. Or letter D, 3 centimeters. I see letter A's. And of course, that is correct, no? That is 2.54 centimeters. Okay? Pakimemorya na lamang po ito, ha? Kapag 1 inch po, that is equivalent to 2.54 cm. Okay? Sana nakuha po? Item number 13, letter A po yung ating tumpak na choice. We go to item number 14. Which energy conversion process is performed by generators to produce electricity? Ano po yan? Is it A, mechanical energy conversion? Letter B, nuclear energy conversion? Letter C, chemical energy conversion? Or letter D, thermal energy conversion? What is your choice? Item number 14. Paklapag po. Okay, item number 14. What is your choice here? Okay, 14, I see letter A, mechanical energy conversion. Again, we are using generators, not turbines, di ba? Generators to produce electricity. Is it a mechanical, letter B, nuclear, letter C, chemical, or letter D, thermal energy conversion? And of course, kapag ganito po yung matanungan, okay, yung tumpak na choice natin dito would be letter A mismo, no? Yan po yung ating mechanical energy conversion. Tandaan lamang po natin, no, kapag sinabi po nating mechanical energy conversion, gumagamit po tayo ng mga generators no, to convert mechanical energy from turbines, engines, or other sources into electricity, di ba? Through electromagnetic induction. Okay? Yan po yung ating mechanical, no? And of course, kapag sinabi po nating nuclear energy, tandaan lamang po natin, no, that nuclear power plants generate heat from nuclear reactions, no, which is then converted into mechanical energy before producing electricity. Okay? Yan po yung ating nuclear energy conversion. And of course, ito po yung halimbawa mismo ng ating mechanical energy conversion na tinatawag. Kapag chemical energy conversion po, of course, ito occurs in batteries, no? Kaya X po yung ating letter C. Kapag thermal energy po, tandaan po natin, no, that while heat can be used to produce electricity, no, most especially po sa ating mga power plants, it must first be converted into mechanical energy before generating electricity. Okay? Halimbawa din po siya ng ating mechanical way or yung ating mechanical energy conversion. Okay? Sana nakuha po. Item number 14, letter A po yung ating tumpak na choice. We go to item number 15. Which of the following fuels is derived from ancient organic matter and classified as a fossil fuel? Is it A, wind energy, letter B, hydropower, letter C, solar energy, or letter D, coal? What is your choice? Item number 15. Again, item number 15, what is your choice here? Is that wind energy, letter B, hydropower, letter C, solar energy, or letter D, coal? What is your choice? Pakalapag po sa ating comment section. Okay, I see letter D. Kapag fossil fuel po yung ating pinag-uusapan, tumpak po ba yung ating letter D? Okay, I see a lot of letter D's. And of course, that is, tumpak po yung letter D? That is correct, no? Yan po yung ating coal mismo. Tandaan lamang po natin, teachers, kapag pinag-uusapan po natin yung ating coal, ito po yung halimbawa mismo ng ating fossil fuel, no? Formed from decomposed organic matter over millions of years and commonly ginagamit po natin siya for energy production. Okay, yan po yung ating coal. And of course, malaki po yung ambag niyan sa ating global warming and climate change, no? And of course, yung coal po natin, ito po ay halimbawa ng ating non-renewable source, no? Or non-renewable resource. Kasi nga po, nauubo sila, nadideplete po sila, no? Yan po yung ating coal mismo. Kapag wind energy po, yung dapat lamang po nating tandaan, no? Yung wind energy, yung ating hydropower, at saka yung ating solar energy, sila po ay makakategorize po natin as renewable, di ba? Kapag wind energy, ito po ay naka-harness po sa ating moving air, no? Kapag hydropower, of course, we are generating electricity using the movement of water. Okay, yan po yung ating hydropower. Kapag solar energy naman po, of course, it is derived from sunlight. Okay, sana nakuha po? Item number 15, letter D po yung ating tumpak na choice. We go to item number 16. What cutting technique is used to chop food into extremely small fine bits? Is it A, mince, letter B, cube, letter C, chop, or letter D, slice? What is your choice? Item number 16. Again, we're talking about here a cutting technique, no, na ginagamit po natin to chop food, again, to chop food into extremely small, okay? Sobrang maliliit, no? And fine bits. Is that A, mince, letter B, cube, letter C, chop, or letter D, slice? What is your choice? Item number 16. I see letter A's. Tumpak po ba yung letter A natin? What about the others? What is your choice for this question? Okay, I see a lot of letter A's here. Tumpak ba yung letter A natin? And of course, kapag ganito po yung matanungan, yung tumpak na choice natin dito, of course, would be letter A mismo, no? Yan po yung ating means na tinatawag. Tandaan lamang po natin, kapag sinabi po nating means, ito po yung process, no, of cutting food into very fine pieces, di ba? Often, ginagawa po natin ito sa ating mga ingredients, katulad po ng ating mga garlic, no, or bawang, sa ating mga onions and herbs to enhance flavor distribution in a dish. Okay, yan po yung ating means cubes na tinatawag. Kapag cube kasi, of course, ito po ay square-shaped pieces, no? Kaya X po yung ating letter B. Kapag chop naman, of course, ito po ay irregular size pieces, no? Kaya X po yung ating chop, and of course, ito po ay larger compare po sa ating mga mince, okay? Or mincing. Kapag letter D naman, yung slice po, of course, we are just cutting food, no? Into thin, flat pieces typically used for fruits, vegetables, and meats. Okay, so nakuha po kapag extremely small, fine bits, that is what we call the mince. Okay, kaya letter A po yung ating tumpak na choice. We go to item number 17. Which type of electronic components can function without the need for an external power supply? Is that A, passive components, letter B, transformer, letter C, semiconductors, or letter D, active components? What is your choice? Item number 17. Again, without the need, no? Ano pong klaseng mga electronic components? Ano po yung tawag sa kanila kapag hindi na po nila kinakailangan, no, ng external power supply? Is it a passive components? Letter B, transformers. Letter C, semiconductors. Or letter D, active components. And of course, kapag ganito po yung matanungan, ekas na yung ating dalawang options, no? So you only have two options left. What will be your choice? Item number 17. I see letter A. Tumpak ba yung letter A natin? And of course, that is correct, no? Yan po yung ating passive component na tinatawag. Okay? Tandaan lamang po natin, teachers, kapag pinag-uusapan po natin yung ating passive components, ito po yung ating mga electronic components, no? Na hindi na po nila, o hindi na po sila nagre-require ng mga external power source, no? To operate, di ba? And of course, they do not generate energy, but can store or dissipate it. Okay? Yung mga halimbawa nito would be our resistors, yung ating mga capacitors, and even po yung ating mga inductors. Okay? Yan po yung ating mga passive components na tinatawag. Kapag active components po, ito po ay kabaliktaran, no? Kasi nga po, pag sinabi po nating active components, yung mga halimbawa nito would be our transistors, yung ating mga integrated circuits, no? Nagre-require po sila ng mga external power supply to amplify or control electrical signals. Kaya X po yung ating letter D. But then we're talking about here a type of electronic components na kaya po nila mag-function without the use or need for an external power supply. That is what we call the passive components. We go to item number 18. What type of sugar is found in milk? Is it a lactose, letter B, sucrose, letter C, glucose, or letter D, maltose? What is your choice? Item number 18. Paglapag po sa ating comment section. Again, we're talking about here a type of sugar, no? Ano pong klaseng sugar? Makikita po natin, no, sa ating mga gatas or milk. Is it a lactose, letter B, sucrose, letter C, glucose, or letter D, maltose? What is your choice? Item number 18. Okay, I see letter A here. Tumpak ba yung letter A natin? What about the others? Humabol po, no? Maglapag po sa ating comment section. Okay, I see a lot of letter A's. Tumpak ba yung letter A natin? And that is correct, no? Yan po yung ating lactose na tinatawag. Tandaan lamang po natin, teachers, again, kapag sinabi po nating lactose, ito po yung ating natural sugar, no? Na makikita po natin sa ating milk and dairy products. Okay, yan po yung ating lactose. Kapag sucrose po, yung dapat lamang po nating tandaan dito, commonly known, ito din po yung tinatawag natin na table sugar. And makikita po natin sila, no, sa ating mga sugar cane and sugar beets. No? Yan po yung ating sucrose tinatawag. Kapag glucose po, ito lamang po yung ating simple sugar, no, that serves as a primary energy source. Okay, yan po yung ating glucose. Kapag maltose naman po, of course, ito naman po yung klase ng sugar, no, formed from a starch breakdown found in malted foods and beverages. Okay, yan po yung ating maltose. But then we're talking about here a type of sugar. Makikita po natin sa ating mga dairy products, sa ating milk, that is what we call lactose. We go to item number 19. What does the fourth bond in a four-bond resistor indicate? Is it a resistance value, letter B, multiplier, letter C, tolerance, or letter D, power rating? What is your choice? Item number 19. Again, we're talking about the fourth bond, no? Yung panghuling kulay mismo ng ating four-bond resistor. Okay? So ano po yung ina-indicate niyan? Is that a resistance value? Letter B, multiplier. Letter C, tolerance. Or letter D, power rating. What is your choice? Item number 19. Okay, I see letter C, tolerance. Tumpak ba yung letter C natin? What about the others? I see letter C, yes. I see letter A. And of course, kapag ganito po yung matanungan, yung tumpak na choice natin dito would be letter Letter C mismo, no? Yan po yung ating tolerance na tinatawag. Okay? Ito lamang po yung dapat nating tandaan kapag pinag-uusapan po natin yung ating four-band resistor. Again, kapag four-band resistor, it means meron pong apat na kulay, no? Yung unang kulay po, yan po yung ating first digit o yung ating first band, no? Kapag yung pangalawang kulay naman po, yan naman po yung ating second band o yung ating second digit. And of course, yung pangtatlong kulay po, yan naman po yung tinatawag natin na multiplier. And of course, yung last color po, that would be our tolerance value, no? Sa nakuha po natin, item number 19, letter C po yung ating tumpak na choice. We go to our last item for tonight. In which type of circuit does the total current equal the sum of the individual currents? Again, sum of the individual currents. Is it a series circuit? Let it be parallel circuit. Letter C, open circuit, or letter D, short circuit. What is your choice? Item number 28. Again, in which type of circuit? That's the total current, no? Makuha po natin yung ating total current by simply adding, no? Adding our individual currents value. So what is that one? Is it a series circuit? Letter B, parallel circuit. Letter C, open circuit. Or letter D, short circuit. What is your choice? Item number 20. I see letter A. Tumpak ba yung letter A natin? Letter A po ba yung ating tumpak na choice? Huwag pong mahiyang maglapag sa ating comment section. Okay? I see a lot of letter A here. Tumpak ko ba yung letter A natin? That is incorrect. No? Kasi nga po, yung tumpak na choice natin dito would be our parallel circuit. No? Tandaan lamang po natin, in our parallel circuit, kumbaga in this type of circuit, no? Yung total current po natin, that is equal to the sum of the individual currents flowing through each branch, no? Yan po yung ating parallel circuit. Kapag series circuit po, yung dapat lamang po nating tandaan dito, no, it has the same current, no, flowing through all components. Okay? Similar lamang po, equal po lahat ng ating current sa ating series circuit. Kapag open circuit po, tandaan lamang po natin, ito po ay broken circuit, no, kung saan po there is no current flow. Kaya X po yung ating letter C. Kapag short circuit naman po yung ating pinag-uusapan, ito po ay faulty circuit with little to no resistance causing excessive current flow in an intended path. Okay, yan po yung ating short circuit. But then we are talking about here, no, yung klase po ng ating electrical circuit, no, that the total current is equal to the sum of all individual currents. That is what we call the parallel circuit. Kaya letter B po yung ating tumpak na choice. Okay, and of course, that ends our discussion tonight. Bago po tayo maghiwa-hiwalay, no, pakilapag po ng ating total score. Sige nga po, out of 20, ilan po yung ating nakuha? Paki-flex po ng ating mga scores sa ating comment section. O sige po, out of 20, ilan po yung ating nakuha? Okay, 18 out of 20. Okay, 19 out of 20. 17 out of 20. What about the others? Ano po yung nakuha natin, no? 17, 19. Okay, 17 out of 20, no? 15 out of 20. Okay, 12 out of 20. 20 out of 20, okay? Nakalimutan na po, sir. Wala pong problema yan, okay? And of course, that ends our discussion tonight. Thank you so much po, teachers, no, for participating. And of course, let's manifest na tayo po ay magiging licensed professional teachers very, very soon, okay? And of course, bago po tayo maghiwalay, I would like to leave a saying here, no? Do it scared, do it broke, do it tired, do it alone, just do it. Okay? Thank you so much, teachers. May God bless us all and enjoy the rest of the night. Bye-bye.